Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today na Sunday, number 22 day for this month for May 2022. My name na Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Governing Council, aka Sense Pass King, una own countryman. Una welcome to our daily podcast, a program where they bring meaningful information, substantiated facts for help we navigate this journey to our freedom, the independence of Ambazonia. Fellow good people of Ambazonia, citizens of Ambazonia, we come today still with nostalgia from the big victory we Ambazonians and for Ground Zero did and for La Republic by rejecting completely any form of union will be represented by the 20th May. For the past 2 years, due to the coronavirus, La Republique Ibidan hide behind numerous excuses for show the war or for demonstrate some sort of legitimacy inside Ambazonia, as Ambazonia did not reject every form of election from La Republique du Cameroon in our territory. This year, it marks a significant year of La Republique du Cameroon claim over Ambazonia. It will be an opportunity for them for demonstrate, say the population indeed is stand with them. Say indeed, they get the right for fight this war against Ambazonia, their right for self-determination. After all their preparation, after all the money spent, 20th May was a disaster for La Republique du Cameroon. Ambazonians in their millions stay at home to reject the Cameroon Union that is represented by the 20th May, a day of fraud, a day of calamity to a free people who once have democratic and governing institutions that was a shining light in Africa. Some commentators then talk say Ambazonian people then stay for house because they be afraid for the Ambazonian fighters them. This one, it will be easily discarded. As a matter of fact, Ambazonian population too, they also get fear for La Republique du Cameroon, their military men them, when they come out for 1st of October. If you compare the appearance of Ambazonians and the fear of the Ambazonian fighters and the fear of the La Republique military, now which fear it be more greater? Every normal person could know say the fear for La Republique it be more greater because they get more heavily equipped, they get more personnel, they get unlimited supply of ammunition and access to every place if they want for go for day. So our people they don't come out massively last year for celebrate our Independence Day for 1st of October in their numbers, singing and dancing, motivated by one thing alone, nationalism. Then come outside braving the fear against La Republique du Cameroon. Compare that with the amount of Ambazonians who then come out for come salute La Republique for 20th May. Despite the protection from La Republique du Cameroon, maybe there was a little bit threat from Ambazonia, but compare how they go above those fears for 1st of October last year and for 20th May this year, La Republique du Cameroon have completely lost. Even with paying bribes, with financial incentive and guarantee protection from their forces, our people, over 98% of them, stay at home. 20th May, it can be a day where La Republique, it can force our people them for come out in their millions before the Ambazonian rising. It will be a day where Pekin that they shine their shoe, school that they prepare uniform, that they go do march past, political parties, trade unions, civil society, traditional rulers, everybody be they come out for march up for 20th May. For the past 5 years, our people they never relent. They don't completely defeat and make 20th May irrelevant. Even traditional rulers for the great state of Meme, where they don't pay them, push money for day, none of them, they no come out for associate themselves with this national day with La Republique. Not even in Bamenda, not even in Bui, not even in Fako. Nowhere did we see Ambazonians in any significant number coming out to embrace Cameroon nationality. We have completely rejected it. We say thank you. the president of the governing council, leader of our war of liberation, sent thanks to our people in Ground Zero for demonstrating patriotism and rejecting La République du Cameroon. This one, a big victory. The writing is on the wall. La République du Cameroon have zero legitimacy over Ambazonia. A government only have its power and mandate from the people. The Ambazonian people have rejected La République du Cameroon in favor of separation and outright independence for the territory of Ambazonia. This is a collective victory for our people to take pride in and to wave it to the international community and tell them to accept the reality on the ground. Even after 5 years of brutal genocidal and subjugation war, La République du Cameroon have failed to kill Ambazonian nationalism. Our people have stood up for their dignity, their pride, for justice, for the British Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia.
Thanks to all the actors, the constituent groups, Ambazonians in general, for a successful day of resistance. We humiliated the enemy. We made it absolutely clear to the international community that political occupation is defeated, military occupation is doomed, and that if the international community want to stop complaining about little infractions here and there, it is important for them to recognize the reality on the ground. And that for territorialism to become important and for peace, security to be guaranteed within ungovernable spaces, they must recognize that the country they recognize as having right, to institutionalizing certain international practices within Ambazonia has been defeated. It's important to begin to deal with us as legitimate actors who guarantee securities and provide social services to our people.
Ambazonian throughout social media have celebrated with mockery messages and video images of Cameroon troops marching all by themselves. In some instances, top Cameroon military men use themselves as cameramen, as they lack even journalists to cover their lonely demonstration of humiliation across our national territory. Of course, there were some bits of places like in Njoh, where the Cameroon Fulani have caused havoc, yet they managed to pay citizens 5,000 each for persons to demonstrate on this day. You also have in Kambe, where there was some small demonstration of students who have been paid to do so. This is humiliation, and the people of Ambazonia have taken note of this betrayal. We call on our population in Kambe and Njoh to be patriotic and join the rest of their kingsmen to stand up for their dignity. We have paid huge price in terms of treasure and blood for our freedom. Nobody is above the collective interest of our people. Nobody will be allowed to compromise the aspiration of our people and their rights to attain full dignity and freedom in an independent country of their own, Ambazonia. Today as well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to pay homage and tribute to one father of our nation, Molanjo Litumbe. This big Iroko tree, this big huge Bakweri, Iroko for Ambazonia, where he died on this day, 22nd of May. Molanjo Litumbe, despite his age, he then be harassed, tortured, humiliated by the state of Cameroon for preaching the rights of Ambazonia. Molanjo Litumbe, he be famous for coining the term Njoh, no be married, as a proper description of the relationship between Ambazonia and La République du Cameroon.
Told them that you could live with a woman, but that does not necessarily mean you are married.
Molanjo Litumbe, he then always be a forceful activist where the campaign and expose the fact say Cameroon not get no formal union with Ambazonia.
December 1960, the colonial office in London prepared a special constitution for Southern Cameroons called the Southern Cameroon Order in Council. 1960. It was put before the British Parliament in Whitehall in London on 16th of September 1960, and it became law on 1st of October 1960, the day Nigeria was granted independence. That constitution provided for Southern Cameroons the post of Commissioner for Cameroons. He more or less inherited the powers hitherto vested in the expatriate Governor General of Nigeria. They took those powers and vested them on the Commissioner for Cameroons, a white man. The Constitution provided for two houses of parliament, a House of Chiefs and a House of Assembly, an independent judiciary, and several others. But it reserved certain powers to the Colonial Office in London. Those powers were foreign affairs and defense, and to some extent taxation. So until the end of the trust over Southern Cameroons, the government of Dr. John Foncha had no constitutional authority to discuss the foreign affairs of Southern Cameroons.
Sir, the union has been on for
53 years.
What if somebody tells you that you are now crying over spilled milk?
No. If you lose your shirt to a thief, and he's been wearing it, and then suddenly you discover it on him, and you say, "This is my shirt." He says, "But old boy, I've been wearing this shirt. My sweat has been in it." Does that absolve him from the crime of stealing?
But we are talking here about a family in which very few people are disgruntled.
No, I don't know when you talk of very few people are disgruntled. I can assure you that if that position was genuine, what is the problem then that we are discussing about? Cameroon will just come and say, well, if I had to agree with this girl who also loves me, if your analogy is correct, let us get together, draw up ourselves a contract of union, embodying what both of us agree, and file that at the UN. That resolves the matter. That is why my strong recommendation has always been, if La République loves Southern Cameroon, and Southern Cameroon, according to you, the majority love La République du Cameroun, what stops you inviting Southern Cameroons to go into an agreement acceptable to both of them, sign it, and file it at the United Nations? The matter is ended.
Where we stand.
So, my country people, Molanjo Litumbe, a very wise man, have always preached in favor of a union with La République. Make no mistake. He simply have always said that Ambazonia is not united with La République du Cameroun. There is no union, there is no application of the law. That has always been the basis of his argument. Even though his argument and advocacy was centered on the fact that the law of the United Nations should be implemented and La République should properly get into union with Ambazonia, he was tortured. As a matter of fact, on the 50th anniversary of the independence of Ambazonia, he was put under house arrest. Despite his age, he was continually humiliated. For somebody who preached union with La République, who even created a political party, look at him. Look at how he was treated. He was called an extremist. He was called a secessionist. He was called all sorts of names. Then think about those who think or who contemplate or who wants to deceive Ambazonia that La République is ready, is willing, can associate with Ambazonia as a federation. The tale of Molanjo Litumbe should be a lesson to all of us all. Cameroon will never change. It is a monster.
If this Southern Cameroon, following a plebiscite, decide to join you? He said, well, these people are my brothers. We have grown up in different cultural heritage. The British tradition, we French. If they decide to join the independent state of La République du Cameroun, we will discuss the matter with them on the basis of equality. That I envisage creating a federation of two states equal in status. And we will then meet in the federal parliament in Yaoundé. So the UN came here on the 11th of February, 1961, and offered Southern Cameroonians the two alternatives. If you decide to join Nigeria, you will be a region in Nigeria. If you decide to join La Republique, you will be a federation of two states equal in status. In other words, you will continue to do your own things the way you want. La Republique will do the things the way they want, and you will meet at the apex in Yaoundé. It was on that basis that the majority of Southern Cameroonians prompted people to vote heavily to join La Republique, because they had been promised a federation of two states equal in status. Where is the state of Southern Cameroon now? It has been swallowed. How do you do that? When the terms of association had been publicly stated by the president of La République du Cameroun, it is all documentary. Whatever I'm telling you now, I could prove it chapter and verse. It is not of my imagination.
Now that we are talking about...
So that was Molanjo Litumbe speaking the truth, saying the truth. Cameroon promised in front of the United Nations, have made submission in the Secretariat of the United Nations of two-state federation equal in status. Today, French Cameroon have annexed and recolonized Ambazonia. Where is the Ambazonia? Where is the one flag? Where is the one star that they put on their flag? It has completely gone. Let it be known that the terms of union, the terms specified to unite Ambazonia with La Republique, was spelled out and was articulated before the plebiscite. Two states of equal status. Even in international law, this is what Molanjo Litumbe had advised or quoted in this instance.
Overriding law. And that provides that in order for you to get married, you go before a civil status registrar with witnesses. And if you accept the type of marriage you want, he is the one authorized by law to declare you husband and wife. If you just see a pretty girl from the university and you say, come and stay with me, when we graduate, we can then get married. You can even be performing the customary bedmatics of a married man. But you are not married because you have not gone through the statutory provisions by the Cameroon government that if you want to be married to a woman, go through this process.
But the United Nations endorsed the results of the plebiscite of February 1961.
That was the father of the girl saying, I have heard you, my daughter, as to the choice you wish to make. That is all. The United Nations provides for this in its constitution, Article 102. That says that if a member state of the UN, as La République had been since 20th of September 1960, wishes to join some other territory, he says you are free to do that. But at the point when you are entering the UN, you enter with your international boundaries. If you are going to join some other territory, this will cause a variation of your boundaries, which the UN has got to adjust because the Secretariat is the registry of all independent countries throughout the world.
Njumba, no be married. The United Nations provisions for union between two states says you can either achieve independence for the trust territory by integration or by association. Our union with La République was by association, not by integration. And that was cleared in the statement of the plebiscite. It says you can join Nigeria through integration or join La République du Cameroun by association while maintaining your infrastructures, maintaining your structure, your governing structure. By association, that means two equal partners in a federation. That never happened. We pay tribute to Molanjo Litumbe, who have been a father of our nation in all respect. May his soul rest in peace. May his campaign for the respect of the sovereignty and rights of the Ambazonian people for self-determination come true in a free and independent Ambazonia. Capo Daniel, signing off.